Yeah, that sounds great. So we're super excited. Mike and I have been working behind the scenes for a while to bring this to you. And, between us both, we have about 25 years of success in digital marketing. And actually, the reason we came together was for all of you guys. For all you guys that are looking to grow your businesses, your movements, your ideas, your brands, and business as usual just isn't resonating with you. We've both really pioneered a lot of strategies that are love-based, that are integrity-based, that are truth-based, and that still actually get the numbers. And so that's what we really want to share with you today. And we've come together to create a community, and we're calling it My Spirit Business. And what that is it's you guys, it's us, and it's you, and it's people who want to raise personal, local, or global consciousness and do it through business, do it through money, do it through, impacting people in that specific way. And what we're going to cover over the next probably 60 minutes before we get to your questions, which if you stick around till the end, we will answer any questions you have about online business, about your business, about just anything we cover tonight. What we're going to really cover is why spirit-based businesses need different marketing strategies. We're going to talk about spirit, embracing your calling to remove limits, science, 3 ways it can increase results, and story, your easiest and most powerful tool ever. And we're also going to cover the 3 biggest mistakes spirit businesses make and how to get ongoing hand-holding help.
So guys, we have to ask you, because this is it's kind of a new statement, right? Spirit business, it's a kind of a new term. We just really made it up. We're trying to find the right term that would embody everything that represents the way we see business being done and the way we've been doing business for years, right? And well, we put together a couple of quick questions that will help to qualify whether or not you feel you're running a spirit business. So, ask yourself these questions. Are you following your soul's calling instead of going with the crowd? Are you tired of marketing that makes you feel gross or icky? Are you excited by waking people up in either body, mind, or spirit? That doesn't mean you have to sell a woo-woo program, and it doesn't mean you can't sell a woo-woo program. Running a spirit business means that you're serving to raise that consciousness, even if it's consciousness with food consumption. If it's consciousness with body, mind, or spirit, you're running a spirit business. Do you hate selling but need sales in order to make the difference that you want to make in the world? And are you ready for soul-based marketing that actually works? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, and some of you may have answered yes to all of them, then you are indeed running a spirit business. So I'm going to ask you to take a few moments to really focus on your need and your intention. If you haven't yet done it, and you're here with us live today, type in the question box what you really want to get out of this training, because it's important that you focus your intention and that you clear yourself from distraction. So if you think about what you want, and then the second half of that is to eliminate any potential distraction that might have kept you from your calling. We know that we've seen a lot of people suffer from, we call it shiny object syndrome, where they'll want to get focused on doing a really good job in one area, but another new strategy or new technique will come up, and that will keep them from their calling. Or it could be Facebook, right? Facebook could be beckoning you to come in and play there. Or it could be text messaging. There's all kinds of distractions in the world. Take just a second to clear those distractions away and really focus your intention on what you really, really, really want. And we're going to make sure we answer the questions that you have and making sure that you actually get that, okay? Next, are we qualified coaches? That's an important question that you have to ask of any person that you're entertaining, learning from, regardless of whether that information is free or the information is paid. Always ask the question, are my coaches qualified? And be prepared for the real answer.
Totally. Yeah, so I just want to share a little bit about my experience with Mike. So I met Mike in a traffic class that he was teaching, and I had been getting some good results with traffic, but he has gotten better results with traffic than anyone I've met in my entire life, and I wanted to learn from Mike. And so really I just loved him right away, which in my particular industry, in this industry, that doesn't always happen. And what I learned about Mike pretty quickly is that most online companies, most people that you see out there doing online business, eventually or at some point come to him for help. And so he's kind of like the guy behind the scenes, really influencing the internet in a major way. But what I loved about him is that he only helped people that are aligned with love-based values. And that's really rare and it's really precious. And I took total note of that. And what I learned about him after getting to know him better is that he's literally had billions of, which means, most people online have seen his ads. He's got these love-based, empathy-driven, connection-driven strategies, but he's also tested them against, million-dollar budgets. And he really, at this point, he told me to use that knowledge to help people that are helping people return to love and to themselves. And that's why that's what I want to do. And so that's why we partnered in creating this community.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm so grateful, Kylie. What I've found for me personally is that when we embrace the life that we were meant to live, our business just flows. And what you see in front of you here is a slide from my last year's traffic and media spend for my ad agency. Last year, I was kind of really starting to feel like I needed to do something more, so I started eliminating clients and only focusing on people who were working from consciousness, people who were helping humanity in a way that is just irrefutable. And what happened was this year, our media spend's already hit $4.8 million, and that's only because we've been able to get really, really clear on who we want to serve. And once you get super, super, super clear on who you want to serve, and the people show up in your life that help you to make that happen, and then things just begin to flow. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this, but that was definitely. It's one thing to say it in practice, but it's another, or say it in principle. It's another thing when it actually happens for you, and then all of a sudden, the gates open up, and we'd like to do that for you.
Absolutely. And here's Mike at the Facebook headquarters in Ireland. And what Robert Grant has to say about him is, it's extremely rare to find a world-class media buyer who has mastered the magic of marketing and advertising on an expert level. Working with Mike Hill has taken my business to a whole new level. His reputation as an industry leader is well-deserved.
Yeah, Robert's is now a really good friend and somebody who I deeply respect for his traffic abilities. And by the way, traffic, for those of you who don't know, if you're new, traffic means basically getting people to come to your website so that you can introduce them to you and your thoughts and your concepts and help them to achieve whatever it is that they're looking to achieve. So I want to talk about Kylie for just a second. Kylie, I had seen Kylie around on the internet for a little while, and I thought, wow, this girl's kind of cool. She's got some, around, because it's a small community when you really start getting into it. And I thought, well, she's kind of interesting. She always has neat stuff to say. All of her posts are all positive and loving and spiritual, and all the things that make my heart sing. And she was always so genuine, and she told these great stories. And I'm like, man, this girl is incredible. And then she sent me a message one day. And I ended up learning the rest about her, that she's great at storytelling. She's great with avatars. Her psychology knowledge was off the charts. She works with solopreneurs. She does budget advertising. I mean, she does all these amazing things. And then to top it off, she calls me up and she's like, "Do you think that this is good?" I don't. You guys look at the screen here. This was the. She shared her screen with me on Skype, and I saw this for the first time. I was like, "Oh my God. What do you mean, do I think this is good? Did you actually spend $500 and make 67,000?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "How in the hell did you do this?" I'm really good at what I do. I've never done that before. Now, guys, I don't want you to think that we're suggesting this is possible for you. This isn't a perfect storm, right? Perfect situation, perfect ad setup, perfect ad copy. And Kylie's going to share a lot of this stuff with those of you who end up joining our program here. This is really next level targeting and next level ability stuff that Kylie just intuitively picked up on, right? I mean, she really literally just intuitively picked up on how to do this. And I got to tell you, ever since that day, I was like, oh my gosh, I really have to work with her. And then she started sharing me some of her other client stories, and I'm like, so what is it that you do again? And she's like, well, I've helped a lot of female coaches. And I'm like, okay, well, I started going through all of her testimonials. I picked this one out because I really love it. Natalie Taggart says, "I taken other courses, but I didn't feel them to be truly authentic, and always felt a bit disillusioned. I really struggled to get myself out there because I didn't have a clear, heartfelt message around who I was. Kylie's class helped me to get to the heart of me, my unique story, and how that relates to women I am meant to serve." My own struggles with self-doubt, putting myself out there, owning my voice became part of the story process. So that's one thing I'm going to love about Kylie, and you're going to love too, is that part of her process is owning your strengths and your weaknesses. And less than 2 weeks after the training, I signed a $30,000 client who said she was inspired to join because she resonated so deeply with my story. That's the whole story, guys. She resonated with this lady's entire story. It was my first sale at that price point, because some of you guys might think I could never do that. Well, Natalie thought that too, probably. If you've been struggling with clarity on who you are, what to do, or how to serve, you have to do this work, right? And I want to talk about that oh, I'm sorry, look at that thing up there. Get rid of you. So, sorry about that, guys. You might be doing what Kylie and I did, which is to refuse the call. You might feel, and this is part of the hero's journey, which Kylie is also an expert in. You might be feeling like, you know what? Who am I? How am I to be able to do this? I don't know if I want to do that. I personally, I never really, okay, I never really liked doing business coaching. I did it because I was so good at it for my top level businesses, and I would only do it with one person at a time. And I never wanted to teach people. I released one course in the 17 years I've been marketing online, one course on how to do it. It was a 19-hour course, and after I was done with it, I'm like, I'm never doing that again, because I didn't want to. I was refusing my calling to help and guide people. But I realized later it was because I was helping the wrong people. It wasn't, my heart wasn't in it, because my heart actually wasn't in it. But now with you guys, my heart is so in this. This is what I was born to do. I really refuse to call. Kylie, I know you have a similar story.
Yeah, for me, I have always been called to the healing arts and story, and that's been my thing. And I knew that I was meant to do it in a bigger way by really empowering other people that have that same message, that have those same values, to reach, like Tia was saying in the comments, I want to know how to reach a global audience, and I've been able to do that. And I know that's part of my journey. And interestingly enough, I actually refused the entrepreneurial part of my calling for years. I was just like, oh, I'm a healer, or I'm a performance poet, but I'm not doing business and not doing marketing. And I stayed financially stressed. And when I was really financially stressed, kind of living month to month, I wasn't able to help as many people, and I wasn't able to support as many causes as I wanted to and as I do today. So eventually what it boiled down to is I had some fears around being seen, and I had some fears around owning my value. And those were the two biggest blocks in really stepping into my call as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as someone who is creating global leaders, and in the healing arts, in the coaching, in the visionary world. And really since I embraced it, over the past 8 years, opportunities have opened up to serve at a much, much deeper level, a much more impactful level than I ever could have imagined. And I just feel deeply satisfied with that.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, watching you, man, and just hearing you now, you literally motivate me every time I hear you speak, Kylie. So thank you for answering the call. And guys, it's your turn to answer the call.
Yeah, I really believe that. So here's what we want. Here's what Mike and I want for you. Here's what we do all day long, here's what we're thinking about and talking about all day long. How can we bring this to you? And the first thing is that we really want you to prosper, and we want you to prosper while following your purpose. Okay, we believe that your business should be authentic, in alignment, and attracting your perfect customers, and that this is possible. And you don't have to do anything out of alignment to do it. We believe that you should be in control of your business, not reliant on anyone or anything. And we heard some people talking about traffic. That's just a little foreshadow there. And then balance and clarity should just be a side effect instead of a goal. So let's take a look at some of the mistakes actually that we believe that spirit businesses make sometimes, and then we'll take a look at how to avoid them. So the first one, and this was a big one for me, is that you need a personal brand to succeed online. The second is that you have to use fear and scarcity to make money. And the third is that you have to be pushy, manipulative, and persuasive to sell. So let's go ahead and take a look at the personal brand story. Now, maybe that is what you are designed to do, and if that's what you're designed to do, we want to show you how to do it in a really powerful way, using the we and the why. If it's not what you're meant to do, there's just a lot of other things out there that you can be doing that you can still, make the money and have the influence and have the impact. So when I first went online, I was actually told by many, many mentors that I needed to have a personal brand. And I'm actually kind of an introvert. So I found that exhausting. You know, I have a message and I'll make videos because I want to get my message out there, but I don't want it to be about me. You know, I really don't. I wanted to help people, and I knew that I had to put myself out there, but I didn't want this business around me. So what I did was I stayed behind the scenes supporting businesses with copy, with ads, with traffic, with story and coaching. And over 8 years of doing that, this is what I noticed. The entrepreneurs and the businesses and the brands that start movements that make major impact, especially global impact, they have built a community around two things, and that is we, and that is why. So the we really means building a community around shared values. And, you know, Mike and I have both done that with our Facebook groups, but, you know, we've built a we around love, integrity, and truth-based success. And we want to show you how to do the same thing. Now, the why is very, very similar. There's a couple of really great books about this. There's Evolved Enterprise by Yannick Silver, and there is Simon Sinek's Start With Why. There's a lot of science, there's a lot of studies, there's a lot of data that shows that more and more and more people are buying your why instead of your what. So if you're a coach, they're buying more into the story of why you're a coach than they are buying the transformational benefits of your coaching. And I have seen that in my business. I've seen it with my clients. I really believe that this is true. And again, with the why, with starting to tell stories about your why and why you're doing things, you will start to notice that you're going to get more business and more clients. But what's really powerful about both of these ways of building communities around shared values is that people start to spread your message for you. And then you can spend more time doing what you want to be doing, which is maybe for some of you it's coaching, maybe it's writing, maybe it's, you know, making videos, maybe it's speaking on stages or writing books. If you build a foundation around we and why, and you use your story to do that, you can create a community where you can actually spend more time doing what you love to do, and also create brand ambassadors who spread your message for you. So we want to get into this a little bit more.
Yeah, that's very true. I've found the same thing. Some of you may or may not know that I started a group called Internet Marketing Super Friends about 6 years ago, and it's now 20,000 strong. It's one of the most popular marketing-related groups on Facebook right now. But it's not about me. I'm never in there. You set the why, and then the we shows up. It's a really beautiful, beautiful thing, and it's how you can start to achieve a good freedom for yourself without having to be the one doing all of the work, because you literally are holding the space. So the second mistake is they have to use fear and scarcity in order to sell. This is one that really disturbs me to the core. I've never believed in using fear and scarcity. I think that with a proper plan, and I've proven repeatedly, with a proper plan, you can control your own destiny. And what I mean by that is when you set up your entire structure of your business and you set up your sales funnel so that you make people connect to your we and they connect to your why, and then you have inside your follow up a plan that allows them to continually connect with you over and over and over again, you never have to use fear in order to sell your product. They just like you. Most of the clients that come to I charge 25 grand for a 1-day session. Most of the people that come out for that, the one thing they tell me is they chose me because of my family, because of my ethics and my way that I operate. It had nothing to do with the fact that, obviously had to do with the fact that I'm really good at what I do, but there's a lot of people who claim to be exactly as good at what you do as you claim to be. Does that make sense to you guys? So if everyone's saying the same thing, who are you going to choose? You're going to choose the person who tries to scare you into buying their stuff? Or are you going to choose the person that just sends you love and wants to make sure that you succeed at every single step of the way?
Absolutely. And then the third mistake is really this idea that you have to be pushy, manipulative, and persuasive to sell. And the truth is that your story, spirit, and science, which we're about to get into in more detail, is going to make sales an automatic side effect of truth. And that's how we run our businesses, and we've seen this happen. So I just want to share a little sales reframe, because I know spiritually oriented people or visionary oriented people have a difficulty with sales. And I know for me, when I was doing massage therapy, I even had a hard time taking $50 an hour. And what would happen is that I would burn out and I wasn't able to serve at the highest level because I was having burnout and I was giving more than I was allowing back in. And so that receiving process is actually part of the cycle of love that we're doing. And sales really is love. And so this little reframe for you is that people actually already want what you have. And in fact, for every single person on this webinar, I believe there's hundreds of thousands to millions of people that want what you have. And I tell all my clients, you only need a few hundred, maybe 1,000. But really, there's millions of people who want what you have, and you only need a few hundred, maybe 1,000, depending on what you're charging for your services. And because that is true, and I stand by that truth, you never have to push. A lot of people feel like, oh, I'm pushing myself on someone to sell to them. They already want it, okay? So here's what you need to do. You attract through your story, and you track through science. And then people start looking for you and asking you how they can work with you. And it's attraction rather than promotion, and it's based on love and truth. For the last couple of years, I haven't had to do a lot of marketing because I crank out so much love-based story content that what usually happens is people come to me and say, I read your blog post or I saw a video and I just want to know how I can work with you. And then I can put them into a digital course or a mastermind or something like that. But I'm not out there pushing. Usually it's just, my sales conversation looks kind of like, well, what's the right way for you to work with me? And so that's how we want to get you, we want to align you with that. And the way that we're going to do that is through the 3 S's that we've been talking about, which is science, story, and spirit. And Mike's going to share a little bit about that.
Oh, thank you, Kylie. Yeah, we really, both of us feel that these 3 elements of spirit sales are important. And if you eliminate any one of them, then you're sabotaging your spirit sales ability, right? You'll hear people who will tell you about using manipulative practices, or they're like, hey, I tried telling a story, but it just didn't work. Okay, well, you may have tried telling a story, but when you wrote the story, was it coming from spirit? Or were you coming from a headspace? Were you writing with your head, or were you writing with your heart? And Kylie's going to be able to set that stage for you the best. But if you look at this slide here, you can see that on the story side we have, and I apologize, this is how I view things, right? It's a right brain feminine side for the story. On the science, we've got the left brain masculine side, and then the spirit, that's our higher knowing, right? That's the guidance that we get as entrepreneurs and as men and women who are here to do a job, to answer that higher calling. So let's take a moment just to go through each of these. We'll be discussing exactly what they mean and then ways that you can implement them into your business. Does that sound good, guys? I haven't seen enough questions there. Let me know you're still there, and let me know your things are clicking for you here, okay? Awesome. Thank you.
So the spirit part of business to me really means that we are actually following our soul calling instead of maybe coming online and saying, what can I do to make money? We're using the digital tools to support our calling. And I have seen this happen across thousands of people. And I really, really believe in it. I really believe with the tools of the internet, you can build a business around anything. I've seen people do it in permaculture. So really, it's not just about make money to make money, like we've been saying. And the spirit part of this triangle also aligns your soul to your business, which, that just makes the day more exciting, more fun. When all of us are probably entrepreneurs, and all of us have probably had jobs, and you just remember what that felt like probably to be really pushing forward someone else's dream and using spirit business principles. You just don't have to feel that way anymore. You can be super lit up by every task in your business. And that's how I feel. And then, getting greater results through passion and inspiration and feeling fired up by your mission and knowing that you have a way to bring that mission into the world also. And it also attracts your true tribe to you. So I believe that everybody on this webinar right now, everybody listening to this, has a calling to step up and lead. And using the spirit principle brings those people to you naturally. And very importantly to me and many of the people that I work with is maintaining that uniqueness while still getting results, because a lot of times people come online and they're like, I have to sound like everybody else to get results. And nobody wants to do that. I mean, it's just like, we're unique. We are unique expressions of spirit, and we can honor that in our business. And we just really want to share that with you, that that's not only possible, but it's probable, and it gets you better results. So here's just a couple things that we do to bring more spirit into our business. Creating the daily space for guidance is super important. And for me, that's not negotiable. Measuring that guidance. So like getting the guidance and then going out and doing something with it. Maybe I feel inspired to write a certain thing or make a certain video. Now I do it, and now I see, how do people respond? How are they acting? What are they doing? What's the engagement level like? Working with mentors that match your vibration, or that are just maybe a couple steps ahead of you, that you're like, hey, yeah, that feels really good, and I kind of want what they have. And we, Mike and I both have mentors that we work with consistently. Be inspired by your own work. People come to me and they create content because they feel like they're supposed to, or to get traffic, or to get, they create ads because they're trying to get opt-ins or leads. And I say to them, like, would you actually click on this ad? And it's like, let's create content that we love, that we would click on, that we would share, that we feel inspired by. And when you do that, you magnetize people to your mission, to your message. The other thing is, creating that content consistently, putting it out there consistently. I try to create content every single day. That's been the one thing I've hung my hat on, that all of you can be doing, now. And then, of course, collaboration, not competition. I don't believe that there's any competition for any of you. I believe you all have, like I said, thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of people who want what you have. So we don't need to operate from that framework anymore. And these are just some ways, that we bring spirit into our business and supercharge it.
Yeah, very good. You guys get that? Because these are really important. These are the ways for you to daily add spirit into your business. And if you want to look at another way, to add soul, purpose, dedication to your business, because it's much easier to push someone over, or for you to be pushed over in your business, if you don't believe in what you're doing. But if you believe in what you're doing, you are unshakable. Nothing can stop you. So that's a very, very, very important slide there, guys. Next is science. Science is incredible because we're human beings that have our species has a male and a female. We also have a left and a right brain, and each of them is responsible for a very unique set of responsibilities in our life, right? And what I see a lot of times, which destroys really good spirit businesses, is a complete lack of science. Or a reaction to science that says, I don't need that, I have faith. Well, guess what? When we don't allow for science to enter into our spirit business, we push away all those who need a little bit of proof. And sometimes we need that proof in order for us to believe in what's going on. This also allows for the mind to join the spirit, so that you can really feel, or your customers can really feel, the combination of both the left and the right. And this is very important. This also will prevent tribe rejection, which basically means that nobody wants to be that outcast who's like, hey, you're the one who went to that person, but do you even know what's going on with that? Do you even know what's happening? And then you start to feel internally like, man, maybe I am being taken advantage of. If you provide for your clients, for your customers, the science that they're going to need, that will give them that strength, that inner strength, to be able to stand up for their beliefs. You want to do the best job of serving them. Science will help them to do that job. Even if people want to, there will always be people who want to, call it, I don't know what's the term that they use, pseudoscience, right? A way to downgrade any sort of science that hasn't evolved to the point where people can measure it. Well, there's a lot of things that can't be measured. That doesn't mean it's not scientific. So please remember that. The science, through statistics, will help you to measure your inner voice, just like Kylie was talking about a moment ago, and it'll keep you on track. Science also keeps you and your audience motivated, because a lot of the greatest shared posts and a lot of the greatest shared things come from new and breaking scientific discoveries. Embrace those scientific discoveries. Again, even if they're not accepted by peer-reviewed journals, embrace them in a way that helps you to get your message out there, okay? And it will also allow you for greater focus, because when you measure your inner voice and you're able to apply science to your business, hey, I have this feeling about this specific line of copy or this specific product. I'd like to try that. Well, let's measure what that result was so that we can see if that was going the correct direction. Does that make sense to you guys? I'm still reading these comments. Yes, the MP3 will be available of this course or of this. Yeah, so yeah, you guys are great. Okay, let's go. How do we add science? Okay, I've mentioned a couple of these already, but number one, reference emerging science. Put yourself in a Google News and get alerts for Google News for anything that matches in your area. You'll be shocked and surprised at just how much stuff Google News can reveal for you. It's free. It's an absolutely free tool for you. Next, discuss others as experts. There's a common syndrome that when we get into business, that we need to be the one that has all the answers. That's crap. If you're going to go into the we and the why, you don't have to be the expert. A lot of the best experts I know are not experts at all. They say, I interviewed experts. Lynn McTaggart wrote that book called The Field, and she specifically says, I am not an expert. I interview other experts. I look at it from an objective point of view, and I present data for you to consider, right? So you don't have to be the expert. In fact, you shouldn't try to be the expert unless you are a qualified and proven expert, okay? Next is measure everything. Measure the heck out of everything that you do. And we're going to be teaching you guys how to do that so that you know for a fact that gut instinct was right. Fourth, create your own, quote your own science stats. So if you go through and you test something out and you tested it for yourself, share those results with others. Don't wait for it to be perfect to share your results. Know that things are going to change. Don't feel bad if you have to change your mind later on. Go, hey, I thought the result was looking this way. Guess what? I continued the experiment and here's what happened, right? And the experiment being a new copy or a new product or whatever else you want to do. It doesn't really matter. We'll show you simple ways to apply science. And then science will also help you to think practically and purposefully so that you can actually end up able to achieve your goals by staying grounded. I've worked with a lot of people in the past, and they have not been able to ground themselves enough to create a proper business plan, or to say, hey, you know what? I think I should do this next, and then this next. They're staying so in the high space that they're not willing to become practical and become grounded and purposeful. And I want to help you to achieve that. And the next, of course, is ask for more science. If you want more science or you want to figure out ways to add it to your business, ask around, ask people. You're not in this alone. You have a calling, you can serve that calling, and there are others that will help you to serve it if you just simply ask, okay? So think about how you can end up adding some of this science into your business. It's going to help you out an incredible, incredible amount, I promise.
I love that. Yeah. And for me, story is really the foundation of why I do what I do and how I do what I do. And I've taught so many things online, and this was the first thing that I taught that my clients were able to duplicate my results. And that's so important to me. So no matter who I taught story to, they were seeing some increase, whether it was more email opens, whether it was more sales, whether it was high ticket sales, selling out launches, that kind of stuff. Everybody was seeing something. So here's the benefits of being generous and sharing your story with the audience. And it's not just any story, it's strategic, but we'll get there. So you create instant connection in a world where people ignore 2,000 marketing messages every single day. You're cutting through the noise. You're dialing in the clarity of your message. And when you tell your story, they get you. A lot of people that are kind of visionaries, we've got services, we've got products that are a little bit harder. They're not as tangible as maybe some other people. And so all you have to do is tell your story and they get you. That's so powerful. And then the fastest way to true trust, I really believe, is through story. There's actually a lot of neuroscience around this, but for me, it works. And then it inspires action without any of that manipulation, fear-based stuff that we talked about. The ads that you saw in the beginning where I think it was something like a 2,000% return on that campaign total, it was just really good storytelling. There was no manipulation. There was no fear. It creates a community around your message, which is really, really important, especially in terms of saving money in marketing costs and saving time. And then it creates repeat buyers. Somebody buys from you once, they buy from you twice, and so the story goes all the way from your marketing message all the way to the experience people have with you. And that's how you create a community, and that's how you create repeat buyers. Now, there's just a couple of ways that you can start to add more stories to your marketing as soon as today, hopefully. And the first one is, my process is called Brand Hero Interview. And really what this just means is ask people, find out what inspires your audience, and start telling them stories about those things. So really, this process of market research that I put all my clients through, it really makes the audience the hero instead of the quote unquote target market. It's a way to connect with your audience, to find out what inspires them, and then tell them empowering stories from your own life that actually pulls them into their calling while engaging with your brand. Now, that is a big difference between what I would call interruption marketing or traditional marketing. You're engaging them in their own hero's journey with your ads, with your videos, and that's a really big difference. I like to do is use archetypes, and there's so many different systems of archetypes. You can use any of them that resonate with you, but when you actually start to understand the energy that's resonating with you and with your people, natural story arcs just start to emerge that pull people in. And that brings you back to that sort of attraction rather than promotion principle. The brand stand, this is something that I would love for all of you to do even today, is like, what are you taking a stand for in your clients' lives? What are you taking a stand for in your audience lives? And be bold and say that and take that stand for them. People are, people need you. Like, I really believe that people actually need you. And in taking a stand for whatever your personal stand is, whatever your global stand is, whatever you believe in about people and how you want to help them, really starting to talk about that, it separates you from, oh, I'm a business coach, or, oh, I'm this. It's like, no, I'm taking this huge stand for you and I care about you. That makes a really big difference. But having a strong story voice is actually a combination of all these other bullet points. It's just being consistent in what your values are, what archetypes you resonate with, what your stand is, being really, really consistent with the delivery of that so that people trust you. They identify you as being the go-to person for something and they buy from you. And then I'll just briefly, I could talk about this for a month, and I have done entire masterminds around this, but I'll just briefly tell you the first 5 phases. This is a marketing sequence. If you follow these steps, then you can create really amazing marketing. So the first phase is the ordinary world, and that's where they are now, in their struggle, in their suffering before you help them. And being able to identify and describe that already gives you better marketing. The next is the call, and that's what their soul is calling them to do. The third is refusal of the call, and that's their fears and their objections. And you want to get really, really familiar with that stuff, because if you know what their soul is calling them to do and you know why they're not doing it, then you can position yourself into the fourth phase of the hero's journey, which is meet the mentor, and that's you. So they're the hero and you're the mentor. A lot of marketing story doesn't follow this. And what I've seen is that when people do that, they create ads, they create content, Facebook posts, videos that actually go viral and get a lot of traction just by mastering those 4 steps. Now, the 5th is called crossing the first threshold. And I believe if you do 1 through 4 really, really properly, then they will cross the first threshold, which is working with you. And then the rest of the hero's journey happens after that. And we're going to get really, really into this in our community. This is what I build everything on. And this is really, this can just make such a big difference for you.
Isn't she amazing, you guys? I mean, Kylie, thank you. I mean that. This is fantastic. When I heard this, I joined Kylie's mastermind for storytelling, and I was like, oh my God, I have to do something with this girl. I don't care what it is. We have to work together. She totally, totally gets it. So thank you again. Okay, let's take a look at what this looks like, guys. Here's one of my clients, numerologist.com. Some of you guys may know of this company. They've been around for quite some time. Now this is the new revised look of numerologist.com after quite a while of really going through what we're going to be putting you guys through. So when they first came to us, they were actually banned. They had been banned by Google, and there were a lot of fractures in their marketing and in the brand's intention. So my first thing to do was to get them focused, was to find out what they really loved, what did they really like about what they were doing, what was their true purpose. So step 1 for me was spirit. How do I make sure I get that spirit in there, right? And to make sure that the spirit becomes a core and they become unshakable in that core. And that worked out quite well for this client because they were ready and willing to embrace spirit. Two was to create advanced tracking and testing systems so we can measure everything, right? I added the science, right? And they didn't have the science in there before. They had some, but it was really more kind of woo-woo based, which was fine, but I needed to ground the plane a little bit in order to let them help more people, and the results really speak for themselves. And the more people decide, we've got over 500,000 Facebook fans now, and it's a community and a group, which I'll show you in just a second. And the third was to focus on the consumer results so that the consumer could get the best possible result. We actually, the owner of the company ended up getting all these great explosions of great ideas. They're like, oh my gosh, what if we did this? And what if we did that? Because everything was about making the best, wow, customer experience that was possible. And now the whole business is growing from being able to tell the consumer story. We've taken the story in step 3, and now it's all about the customer story. We literally craft the story based off of their numerological profile. So the result was they went from banned by Google and Facebook to now we just had to request their daily budget to go from 10,000 a day to 20,000 a day. I'm flying out to Facebook Ireland to meet with reps next week to discuss the growth plan. I mean, the opt-in funnel now, you guys have heard of squeeze pages possibly before, where you force people to give you an email address in exchange for something. All of their funnels are now optional. Email is optional. You can give it if you want. And while the opt-in rate has been cut little less than half, the value per email has more than tripled. I mean, the people who are on the list are valuable and wonderful, and they want to be there. So when you really step into spirit and you establish your science and you create your story, wonderful, wonderful things can happen. Here's what it looked like when they were out of spirit alignment, right? They were doing what they were told by marketing mentors across the world, which is squeeze them, get their information, make a flashy video. And for a while that worked because the world was okay with that. The world resonated with that vibration, if you will. Well, it doesn't anymore. And it's time to evolve. And if your marketing doesn't evolve and your business doesn't evolve, then you're going to go, to the wayside. And those who have evolved will. And here's what it looks like in alignment with spirit and story and science. So now we have an entirely new website that focuses on education, focuses on customer reports, community, going beyond the numbers and really establishing what that why is for this community and then giving it to them. Guys, when this client came to me, it wasn't a big company. It was just a couple of folks. It was a man and a wife and one other person believing in what they were doing. Now, I don't even know how many employees they have. They have a ton of employees now. And they're not the ones doing all the work anymore. The community builds itself. Guess who's doing the work? Now the group of 30 something plus contributors that provide all of the content for this wonderful company. And they're not doing it. Now all they do is just hold space and be wonderful creators and bringing everyone into collaboration. Are you guys following this? Is this making sense to you? I need some more comments. Tell me that you're following this here, because this was enormous. This has been one of my favorite clients to work with for a long, long, long time, because when you put the spirit in, when you put the story in, you put the science in, amazing, amazing things can happen.
And this is my only one-on-one client that I have at this point in my business. And when Paula came to me, I'd known her for a while, and what she told me was the Empowered Woman brand is a soul calling. This is not, she had been an esthetician and been a business coach and all these other things that are maybe like easier to make money at. And when she came to me, she said, Kylie, this is a soul calling. I have to do this, but I'm not going to do it in the way that I've done other business. I am going to do it in an aligned way, or I'm not going to do it at all. That's what she told me. And so I said, okay, do this, and so she was just so clear. And even when I asked her if I could share this testimonial, it made me cry, because she was like, yeah, I really want you to, because I want everybody to know that they can do what they're really here to do, and they can do it their way. They don't have to follow the crowd. And that really moved me. So that's why I'm sharing her story. So the first thing we did was we actually spent some time clearing away everything that she learned that felt off to her. A lot of times people go through marketing and then they'll say, well, this person told me to do it this way, or this community did it this way. And so we just got down to the basics, because I believe that everybody can market, really straight from their heart and what is in their heart and just tell stories, and that will work. And so we really just stripped away everything that didn't feel congruent to her. And I wasn't telling her, oh, this is good, this is bad. It was really about her and staying with her process of what felt authentic. And then when we kind of cleared away everything that she was carrying around that didn't serve her, we started to tap into the power of her story as it relates to her community. And that's the thing with story. It's not just about me, me, me. I share my story so that you actually get moved into action around your life purpose, which is different than me just talking about myself. That's a really clear distinction that I want to make. And her and I spent a couple of weeks really diving in. She had some things she wasn't sure if she should share about a special needs brother and some family things, and she was nervous and she just wasn't sure. And so we decided, like, what's actually empowering your audience and what's not, and that's what we're going to share. And then from that clear space and from that strong story stand that we took, that's when we started setting up our online systems. A lot of people I've worked with, I've coached thousands of people, they just go and they set up their online systems and they set up their funnels and they run traffic, and they're like, why isn't this working? Because they didn't do step one and they didn't do step two. That's why. So now we've got some automation, in her business. She's got the most beautifully designed funnel I've probably ever seen in my life. She also got a $10,000 sale the same day she put her story on her website. And I'm not saying that would happen to everybody. I mean, it's never even happened to me. It's that I just put something on a site and all of a sudden magic money came into my account. But I feel like it was validation because the universe was like, hey, yes, this is what I want you to be doing. So the woman said to her, I've been thinking about joining your program, and then I saw your story on your website, and I want to join. And she joined a $10,000 6-month mastermind. She also was able to fill up her Empowered Woman Mastermind. This is a $5,000 in retreat. This is a $5,000 retreat with ease and feminine flow, which is totally her brand message. And we crafted 3 story-based emails to an unresponsive email list. She sent them, and she had people on the phone spending $5,000 and taking a week to go to Mexico to be on a retreat with her. So that's what happened when we just got really clear on her story and just started to put it out there.
You're getting a lot of comments, you guys. That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kylie. Guys, let's. I want to cover the 5 quick steps to building your spirit business, because this is the really simple and succinct thing. Number 1, get clear on your mission and your tribe. This is how you're going to really getting clear on your mission is defining and finding that spirit purpose, right? And that's going to naturally attract the tribe that resonate with you, that are going to be, like that last testimonial. If once she got clear, they showed up. So once you get clear, they're going to show up, just like they did for Paula. And we're not suggesting you're going to make big fatty sales, but at the same time, we've seen it over and over again. When you get clear, you become like a magnet. It's like taking a magnet out of the dirt, and then all of a sudden everything just gets attracted to it, right? 2, create your story that creates connection. This is so important. You must create the story that creates connection. And if you struggle with the story, find a good story mentor that can help you out until you really get it down pat. And one of the keys, and Kylie, you'll have to tell me if I'm right on this or not. One of the keys is not to diminish yourself and not to play down your role. Your struggles that you had, they're part of your story. That pain that you experienced, that shame that you felt, whatever it might be, there's people out there, like Kylie said, you only need 1,000. What if you had 1,000 people paying you $38 a month? That'd solve a whole heck of a lot of stuff and let you really step into purpose, wouldn't it? Right? You don't need a lot of people. You'd need 500 people paying you $70 a month. Don't focus on the volume. Don't let that get in your way. Focus on creating the story that creates the real connection. And then number 3, find or create products that'll match 1 or 2. Let's say you don't want to do a coaching business. Let's say you don't even want to create products. That's okay. You don't have to. I'm building a website right now all about synchronicity. I have no intention on selling any products at all. What I intend to do is introduce them to people that I know who do have products, because my life is plagued with synchronicity. I have so much synchronicity. It's ridiculous. The amount of times that repeating numbers show up in my world is insane. And no one would believe me. So I'm starting a community about that, because I know that I don't have to sell anything. I just have to be there and hold space, and it's going to happen, right? So I'm going to find products that match my 1 and my 2. Number 4, remember your science. You got to measure this stuff. It's going to be really important for you. If you really want to get success in this 3D world, you're going to need to use 3D tactics, which involves measuring stuff and talking about some science once in a while if you can. And then 5, your follow-up sequences, how you communicate with your audience, that is what's going to make or break your entire business. Now, I know story is important, but you're going to need to put that story into that sequence and tell more story so that they can connect with you in the future. Kylie kind of touched on this when she mentioned the blog posts. You're going to hear a lot of this over and over again if you join us for the training, that your blog posts are going to be the kicker that's going to make your sales. When I measured for my client numerologist, we found that 85%, it was 80 or 85, I forget, 80 or 85% of people who bought a product also consumed a blog post. When I found that stat out, I was like, holy crap, that's insane. People actually do read your blog posts. They may not comment, but I promise you that they're reading them, okay? Is this making sense to you guys? You got those? Yeah? Cool. Are you enjoying yourself? Are you learning something here? Perfect. So these are just examples of what happens when one person gets into spirit, okay? You can be that one person for your company. You can be that one person that attracts your future company. You can be that one person. You just have to decide, okay? And again, if any lights of bulbs have come on for you today while your lights have come on, or you've gotten any ideas where you've been listening to this, I want to ask you, you're going to stop at the light bulb, or are you going to join us for the rest of the story? Because there's a lot of people who will get an idea and like, oh, I got a great idea, and they'll just stop there. Well, the idea is just the beginning. Remember, we have to put it into practical application. So would you like guidance? Do you want some help from you have to basically go from, we've shown you kind of what to do already, right? You guys can agree with that, right? We've shown you kind of what you need to do. But sometimes the hard part is, okay, I know what I need to do, but how am I supposed to do that? Can you show me how to do that? Well, we'd like to show you how to do that. We'd like to invite you to meet with us twice a week for our new program, okay? We put decades of work and months of preparation into this. Like literally, I've been online for 17 years. Kylie's been online for 8 years. Between the two of us, that's 25 years of experience we put into this Spirit Business Accelerator program. Kylie has been working on this for months to pull all the modules together, which, by the way, there's 8 of them. 8 full-length modules, live training sessions, not some recording that, hey, good luck, go ahead and watch this, and then good luck with trying to figure out what the heck we meant by that. No, 8 live training sessions with complete Q&A sessions at the end. We're also doing additional let it sink in or office hours Q&A sessions so that you can ask questions. We don't want you ever to wonder what's going on next or where you're supposed to turn. We're there for you. We're there for you in so many ways, and I'll explain that in just a second. You also are going to get the private Facebook group. This is just for Spirit Business Accelerator customers. We want to make sure you have all the answers that you need in a timely fashion. And we're going to make sure that me, Kylie, my entire staff are there to serve you. There are 10 people in my staff, and they have all decided to dedicate their lives towards helping those who want to help raise consciousness on the planet. We're here for you, okay? Also, we're going to be doing pre-trainings. We've actually already done a pre-training, and there's discounts for those who are willing and ready to take action quickly, okay? You guys probably want to know what those modules are, right? Kylie, do you want to go through the modules for just a second for everyone?
Sure, yeah. So, and like Mike said, we've been putting, months and months into this content. I'm so excited for everybody who's going to dive into this with us. So module 1 is Spirit-Powered High Performance, and this is really about getting clear, incorporating that clarity into everything that you do and are. It's the foundation to building the vision that you're going to be sharing. Module 2 is Avatar Alchemy with Archetypes, your doorway to connection and success, by defining exactly who you're going to be serving. So this module is literally the key to your audience, allowing you to draft story and write copy that will bring you only the right people, and I would say magnetize the right people, really. Yeah. Module 3 is building your community and sales through story and love. So it's how to find, tell, share, and create your ongoing stories that build instant connection with your audience. The true art and value of story for small business owners cannot be overstated. Module 4 is about your core offer. Some of you might have one, some of you don't. So if you do and if you don't, that's a great place to be in this module. We're going to teach you how to set up your core offer or to revise or rebirth the core offer you might already have through the story that you have found that's going to go and connect with them. Now, module 5 is spiritual selling as a conduit, of course, for those who hate selling or don't like it or just resist it a little bit, right? So your highest purpose is to create change, but you cannot do that when you're worried about bills or budgets or and that plagues your mind. And trust me, like I have been there, so I know. And it's time to learn a new way of generating sales without ever having to sell. And that is a huge key. Like that changed my life, not just my business, that changed my life. Module 6 is copywriting, the art of inspiring empowered action through consciously crafting your words. It's why what you say and when you say it is just as important as how you say it. The pen truly is mightier than the sword, and we're going to teach you everything we have learned about influence and copy. You can build an entire business around Facebook posts if you understand this module, and that's what I did in the beginning. So module 7 is content creates conversions. So your greatest value is not going to come from your best converting web page or your best sales letter. It's going to come from the content you share day in and day out, and you're already doing that, but you may just not know how to turn it into sales. And so we're going to teach you how to do that. And then funnels and traffic. This is really easy baby steps that anyone can follow to get your spirit business off the ground or to help you build it into a grand empire of truth. You decide. And I saw someone say in the chat that they set up a funnel and nothing. And if I were to see it, I would guess without seeing it that, you know, there were just a couple of these foundational pieces missing for you, and that with the right story and the right content, you might have a different experience with all that stuff.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's always like, you know, I think the comment was I did a drive of traffic to my blog post and that was set up as a squeeze page and there was no results. You know, you really need to follow. You can't just take part of the formula. As I was saying before, you can't take the part of the triangle that you want and leave the other two out. You have to do the whole enchilada for it to be a whole business, right? I mean, that's really what's necessary. So, come on, computer. My computer's decided it doesn't like me anymore and wants to not let me click to the next slide. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. Yay! So, do you guys love getting real guidance? Because here's the thing. I have been working hands-on with my clients for a lot of years, but I've only done it one-on-one. So it's kind of the only thing that I really know. So in order for me to truly help you, I have to create that same experience for you in a group setting. So we have done that by creating workbook handouts. I love checklists. I'm a checklist freak. So we have detailed checklists, ad templates, copy templates. That basically means ad templates means an advertising template for you to use on Facebook with examples of what the copy would look like. We have copy templates. In our first pre-training we did last Friday, somebody said, hey, I'm not getting any results with this email. I got 30% open, but only 2% click-through rate. I did a quick revise for her. She sent out another email that she, took my inspiration. She got a 400% increase in her click-through rate on her ad and already made a $400 sale from the first mailing. She's stoked. So copy makes the difference, and we really, really, really want to emphasize that and help you to learn more. And there's a lot more that we're going to be doing in this group. So, and the most important thing, if you are busy and you can't make it to a live session, it is recorded. So if you have to listen to it later or the next day, it's recorded. Don't worry, there's going to be another Q&A session for you to ask questions live about what you just listened to. I think, to me, that's really important. And if you don't know what questions to ask because you're just getting started, that's okay, because there's somebody else in the group who's going to be able to ask a question that you may not think of. That's the wonder and beauty of training in a group environment. The people around you can ask the questions you don't even know to ask, right? And something special for our founding members only. We have some bonuses for you guys. Bonus number 1 is Kylie's Story Funnel Pro Mastermind, the mastermind where I saw her and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to work with her. Kylie, you want to explain what happened with this thing?
Yeah, so there's 6 modules of storytelling how to, so you can go super, super deep, so you can reach more people, you can generate more sales without having to feel weird and salesy, and you can learn how to inspire people into action. You can lead a movement if that's what you want. You can grow a business if that's what you want. You can spread an idea if that's what you want. So essentially, you're going to get these advanced storytelling trainings, and I had several different types of people go through this training and get really, really great results. But you're also, because I'm all about bonuses, there's tons of bonuses inside of this bonus. You're going to get my viral content formula, which is how I, basically spend $5 to $10 a day on Facebook and get high paying clients from that. And then there's also a training by the chair people of TEDx Toronto that they did, and it's called From the Page to the Stage. So it's actually teaching you how to take your story and either turn it into a talk where you can talk on stage, or you can turn it into video content or a webinar, anywhere that you're going to be speaking to people. You can learn how to go from writing to speaking in your story, and these are people that have listened to like 3,000 or 4,000 people pitch for the TED stage. So it's really, really powerful.
That's awesome. Bonus number 2 is the tested traffic training. Oh, by the way, before I go into that, you guys, that Story Funnel Mastermind session, that was $3,000, and that was sold. That wasn't even that long ago. What was that, like 6 months ago, Kylie?
Yeah, it was in April.
Yeah, it was in April, so it wasn't even that long ago, and it was intense. So if you're sitting here thinking, I don't know, like I saw somebody comment earlier, I wish you were still doing one-on-one coaching. Um, with that bonus, you don't need it. It's so intense and so incredible. Just that alone is worth the price of this program. It's like ridiculous. But then we throw in other bonuses too, because we really want you to have the best chances of success, and that can't happen unless we give you all the tools that you're going to need. And one that was mentioned earlier is traffic. It's really important. The tested traffic training bonus that we're going to do this at the end, so that you're going to have all your story down. You're going to have all your tracking in. You're going to have all your funnel stuff tickets created. You'll have your autoresponders, your automatic messages from the email all working. And then I'm going to show you how to go through and do advanced. Well, remember, there's traffic training that comes at module 8, but then there's another advanced traffic training we're going to do after module 8 that incorporates all of our, basically everything that we do in my agency. And you saw how much we spend. We do quite a bit of it. We're not going to hold anything back. I want you guys to just crush it. We really feel that we have an obligation to raise consciousness, and you will be the ones to help us do that because of your amazing programs. Bonus number 3, Kylie, why don't you cover this one too?
This is actually my personal mentor. This is the person that I go to for alignment. My business has grown exponentially since I've met her. Literally, I joked with her every time I hang out with her or get coaching from her. I check my phone and there's a sale in my email. But mostly what I've gotten from working with her is more aligned, more deeply aligned, more aware of my yes, more aware of my no. As empaths, as visionaries, a lot of us, we want to help everybody, and saying no is a huge part of really learning how to make a lot more money and doing what we're here to do. And so I just want to share her with everyone, and that's why there is no financial value I can put on this bonus based on what she's done for my life. And so I just want to share her with you because of that.
Wonderful. Yeah, I use my, you and I and Debbie talked, and just what an incredible lady. That's hugely valuable. And then this one's really important, but I mean, they're all important. Founding member status. Kylie and I are now talking about this is what we want to do. All I want to do is serve spirit business. So we're talking about our first live event, a cruise that we're wanting to do. I love taking cruises, and I don't think we're going to want to have it be too many people, just maybe a small handful that will join us for a real intimate time on a cruise ship somewhere. Founding members are going to end up getting pre-invitations to all of that stuff. So you guys, we want to make sure we give back that respect that you're giving us by trusting us to help guide you through this next phase and growth of your business, or starting your business wherever you might happen to be. And that's going to be reflected in the way that we treat you from here on out. And you're gonna know, because you're going to get those pre-invitations, discounts, and a lot of other really great stuff that's coming. Founding member status in the community that we're currently building. There's all kinds of wonderful things. I don't want to I don't let the cat out of the bag too soon though. So just know that you're going to get some really amazing stuff. And we understand the value of motivation. So one founding member is going to be chosen, and this is going to be the person who implements the story the best. So they're going to go through and really work on their story over and over again and work on different stories. That person who puts the most effort in, you don't have to have the best story. It's, hey, did you really give it a shot? Are you really putting forward? So don't feel like, hey man, my story's not going to be that fantastic. I could never do that. Well, yeah, you can. Because what matters the most? Did you try? And are you helping to be able to put your connection out there? That's what matters to us. And what we're going to do is we're going to help you by creating your landing pages for you. I have an entire team that does landing pages and ads. Kylie's going to help with your email sequences, and we're also going to run $500 in paid traffic for you to everything we created for you, so that you can experience a really wonderful start to your new year. We really want this to motivate everyone, and we want you to know that there's an equal opportunity for capitalizing and taking this prize. This is it says a $10,000 value, but it's really worth a heck of a lot more than that. See, guys, we will let nothing get in the way of your success. We are here to guide you and motivate you. And if you've ever asked, hey, you know what, God, send me somebody to help motivate me, send me somebody to help push me, send me somebody that really is going to cut to the heart of it without BS and not hold anything back. Well, that's what we'd like to do for you. We'd like to do that, and we'd really love nothing more than to serve you. And we want to invite you to join our Spirit Business Founders Club. We want you to take advantage of the guidance that we're here, and we feel like we're both born to give you. So take a second now, think about it. Go to myspiritbusiness.com/go. Oh, I didn't tell you the price to sign up for the Spirit Business Accelerator course. So we set this up at an affordable rate. We set it up for 4 easy payments of $333, which we know any serious business can afford. 4 easy payments of $333, or a single payment of $1111. And again, courses are beginning on October the 31st with pre-training, meaning we're meeting every single week before then, once a week, and we're already in the Facebook group. We want you to come and join us in there, so don't feel like you have to wait. Everything's getting started now. We're setting it up so that Kylie's bonus can be delivered immediately too, so that you guys will have access to that before the courses begin. We want to make sure you have an amazing wow experience with us. It's our goal that by the even before you begin, but after you begin, you don't want to do nothing but talk wonderfully about what we've done. But we also know that sometimes you need a little financial motivation, as well as um, you know intellectual motivation. So we've decided that we're going to go ahead and make the last payment for you. If you need to use the payment program, we're going to make that last payment for you. And if you'd like to just get it out of the way and be done with it, we were going to drop the price down to $888. But do know that there are only 100 of these founder seats available. That's all we're looking for this first round. We will not let in 101. It will be 100 people, period. And again, courses begin on October the 31st with the pre-training already started. Last week we went through something called the ad ROI calculator, which really helps to let you know how to measure your advertising and how to measure, and brings up things like the viral loop, how to make sure that people are sharing the products that they're buying from you, so that you can end up making more revenue without having to buy more customers. And most people don't even have a viral loop in their cadre or in their tool chest. I want to show you how to use and how to create a viral loop system. So we're very, very excited about this, and we hope you're excited too.
Yeah, so here's what I have really learned and experienced over coaching thousands and thousands of people over the last 8 years, is that there's things that distinguish people who actually go on to have major influence and impact, and people who just kind of like give it one shot or give it a try, and then they just give up. And so the 3 things, and I have all of these for myself, and I want all of you to have the same thing. It's really the right mentors, and the right mentors is made of 2 things. It's people who actually care about your results. They don't just like teach and then disappear on you, but they also have the right methods. A lot of people in this industry have like 1 or 2 things to share, and then if that doesn't work for you, then that's your fault or something like that. I've just seen a lot of that. I'm not blaming anyone, and it is what it is, but but you want to really be in a community where there's hundreds of methods and you can choose what's the best for you. You can do what's right for you because it's not going to be the same thing that's right for everybody else. And you need to be able to really navigate that. And then, of course, the right community, you know, being surrounded by like-minded, like-souled people. Most of us in this kind of visionary tribe, and then also being entrepreneurs, maybe, you know, there's not the support that we need in our life to actually do what it takes to get this thing done. And being around other entrepreneurs, other visionaries, other healers, other coaches, other people that just really want to make a difference in the world, it makes a huge difference in your world. And that's what I know.
Yeah, agreed. I've been around. Been around enough of those three wrong ones to know, that finding the three right, the right mentor, the right method, and the right tribe makes a huge, huge difference. And we're hoping that we're the right tribe for you guys. To be honest, I mean, some of you may not be, but for those of you who are, those of you who feel the connection to what Kylie and I have said, if you've had any light bulbs go off, maybe you're the ones who are supposed to be joining us. We'd be honored to help you. We'd be honored to serve you with the 8 live training modules, the Q&A sessions, the Facebook group, all the workbooks and checklists, the 4 bonuses we mentioned. And again, we want to make sure that you feel motivated. So we've even dropped the price down from what we actually sold this for $11.11. And I personally called everybody back who had purchased, and I gave them a discount and said, we're actually going to lower the price because we want to motivate the rest of the folks who are going to be joining you. And they were, of course, as you can imagine, a bit blown away that anybody would do that, but you kind of have to operate from that point in your business, and we'd like to teach you how to use these exact same skills and principles in yours. So go there now, myspiritbusiness.com/go. Let's go ahead and open her up for some questions, shall we, Kylie?
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Someone said, well, someone is actually having a technical issue. They're trying to buy, and there's an issue with the Canadian zip code. So where can we send Ray?
I don't know, Ray. Ray, can you get a hold of Mike D and see if he can help out Ray? Ray, we'll make sure you're taken care of, buddy. I know you. We're golden. I'll make sure that you're well provided for, my friend. I'll have someone, if it doesn't get resolved for you right away, I'll have it taken care of for you quickly. Okay, bud?
Yeah, there's a lot of excited comments in here. Super excited for session with Debbie. That's a wonderful incentive to become a founding member. People are really sending in a lot of support, but we are here as long as you want us to stay on answering any of your questions about this program, about your business, just whatever, this is your time with us.
All right, keep sending them on. Susan said that she appreciates you, Kylie, and you have no idea what you have done for her, and she's going to try and pull everything together so she can join. She's really, really very excited, and what a great comment. I'll let you read that in there.
Awesome. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, really happy really honored to be working with you. Well, she's not here anymore, but honored to be working with you.
Tammy,
yeah, so Sarah wants to know how...
Go ahead,
sorry, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, Tammy, if you need that option, no problem. We'll set that up for you. I'll have someone. Can you just can you reply to your message here with your email address, and I'll have someone send you a PayPal link so you can get set up that way? No problem. I don't know why we didn't think about it.
Yeah, Lori wants to know if there's a replay. You will get a replay tomorrow sometime in the morning in your inbox, depending on what time zone you're in. And then Sarah wants to know, I would love to hear what you have to say about this, Mike. Sarah wants to know, how do you know if your business is a good fit? Do you want to speak to that?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Sarah, I would have to know a little more about your business. Could you just quickly type in again another question that explains the niche that your business is in and any current troubles or problems that you have? Excuse me. Troubles or problems that you might have, and then we can answer it directly, because it may not be a good fit. But I mean, Kylie and I, well, we just work from truth, so. Adrian?
I'm Tammy. No.
Yeah, Adrian, would you do me a favor, buddy? Will you send an email in? Actually, you know what? You don't have to do that, brother. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to have somebody reach out to you personally. Okay. We want to make sure you're taken good care of, and I'll have someone reach out to you. So, Ray, will you reach out to Adrian Tucker and make sure that everybody's well taken care of, please? Guys, look, we're human beings just like you. We want you to succeed. We're going to do anything we can to succeed. If it means a little extra hand holding here or there, we're going to do that, you know? If it means that we have to push you, if we think you're your own obstacle. I was on a coaching call earlier today with someone every one of you knows. I promise you. And in that call, I literally had to yell at the guy. I was like, "Dude, are you joking? You don't want to shoot another video? Are you honestly complaining because you don't want to go shoot another 7 videos? What is wrong with you?" And he was like, "Oh, and he was taken back by my directness. But that's because I know what it's going to take for him to achieve another level of success, and it's going to take a no excuses attitude. So we want to be there to push you and help you in every single way we can. And sometimes it'll be unpleasant, but you know what? That's what it takes to get a really good coach. A really good coach will tell you, "Hey, you're getting in your own way. Let me help you with that." You know?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I'm going to answer a couple questions and then you can circle back to Sarah who typed in her business.
Oh, okay, cool.
Shannon, what when we close the card on this launch, we're going to be putting out a lot of free content, so you can go to our Facebook page. There won't be a general Facebook group, but you can go to the Facebook page and there will just be a lot of videos and a lot of free content there. Right now we're focusing on this, and then we'll be putting out a lot of content, so you're welcome to engage at that level. And then there was another one I wanted. Oh, Cindy, I'm just getting started. Will I be able to keep up with everyone? I think we have people at a lot of different levels, and that's why you're going to have a members area where you're going to have everything recorded, and all of the modules come like Mike said, with checklists and handouts and everything like that. So you can go at your own pace, actually, because we put the modules in order so that if you do the course in a year, you're still going to be able to get results with it. It's all information. None of this information will change. It's all going to be what's called evergreen, meaning that if you do it yesterday, it'll work. If you do it in 2 years, it'll work. Nothing is sort of like a fad or a trick or anything like that. So you can go at your own pace, and every class that I teach is like that. You can go at your own pace and you can do your own thing. Some people are going to be able to keep up 8 weeks and jam out and do it, and other people, sometimes I buy a course and I do it in a month, and that's when the right time is for me. So you can really do it at your own pace and get what you need.
Well said. Well said. Yeah.
And Mike, did you
Good,
get Sarah's
Cindy.
message
Yes.
about her offer?
Yeah, I did. Cindy says she's aiming to get her launch ready for January. Good. That is a great time. For those of you who don't know, January is when everyone has their New Year's resolutions. It's an incredible time where a lot of people will be receiving great help, and you'll get the funds that you need in order to move your spirit business forward. Getting ready by January I feel is really, really important. So, Sarah, let me go ahead and answer your question here. Cindy, I'm so glad. Sarah says, oh wait, there's a couple of them. It looks like maybe. She says, to start with, I've written an ebook that is 21-day reset for moms with daily activities. Awesome. While I read the next comment, will you explain reset? Be specific. What does that mean by reset? And then the next comment, she says, I'll also offer women's circle and personal transformation sessions. Oh, perfect. I'm assuming that the reset probably is not health based, but even if it were, it would still be definitely would still work and still be applicable to you. A lot of my clients are actually in the personal transformation world, and we're friends with the guys at Personal Growth, everything from Law of Attraction, numerologist, mind movies. I've helped a lot of folks in many, many different niches over the last 17 years online. And I have to be honest, personal growth and personal transformation is my favorite. I just throw them all under the umbrella of consciousness, because that's really what it's about. It's about becoming conscious of who we are, who we are as individuals and who we are as a society. So, the direct answer is absolutely yes. This course would be the right one for you. I'm guessing, and of course that's going to depend upon your own willingness to execute on things and a bunch of other factors. But to be completely honest, Sarah, yeah, this is like made for you. I mean, you're talking about women's circles. That's Kylie's specialty. Personal transformation. That's hers and my specialty. You're going to need storytelling. That's her specialty. I mean, I can't think of anybody who it would be better for. Yeah, old habits and new habits. Perfect. She says reset is to change old habits into new habits, not health related, but to aid moms in finding inner balance among the chaos of motherhood. Yeah, uh, you are definitely. I mean, this sounds like our tribe, right, Kylie?
Totally. Absolutely. And I know Sarah. That's why I kind of wanted to hear you weigh in.
Oh.
I know you. And I wanted an objective. I actually wanted an objective opinion.
Oh, well, awesome.
Totally.
Thank you. Well, good. I've been.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I love Kylie. She's like, I wanted to. I know her, so I don't feel like I can answer that objectively. The truth. There you go. See. Okay, so Spanish spelling for Ray, yes, okay, got it. No worries. Hopefully Ray's working with you right now, Ray, and also Adrian. And Adrian, no
Yeah. And
problem.
Prabha, thanks.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, Prabha, thank you for your comment. I appreciate you being here.
Cindy brings up a good point. Ray or anyone on my team, Mike D, anybody, let's make sure we get this also converted into an MP3 on the replay page. I want to have the video there and an MP3 available so that they can download the MP3. Okay, let's do that. That's a good idea. We should always do that. I just want that with everything. Everything should always have an MP3 because I'm a big MP3 junkie myself. Okay, so one key stand for me: mothering can easily be harmonious, relaxed, and fun 95% of the time. Oh yeah, absolutely. And children are best served by a happy, healthy mom. Oh my gosh, I love this woman. Oh, thank you, Lori. Lori says that we're both exceptional, and Ray says it's definitely resonating with him. Tia loves you, Kylie.
I love you too, Tia. Anyone else have questions? Where is the replay going to be? You're going to get it in your inbox tomorrow with whatever email you registered.
Okay, let's go. Any other questions, guys? We want to make sure that nobody gets left behind. This is the time. Whatever question you might have, ask it now. So here's a good question from Shannon. There are no bad questions, by the way. How many people do you think can actually apply the notes to make a big impact without taking the class? When you say that, Shannon, are you referring to the slides in the replay? How many people do we think could actually just take the slides alone and apply them and not take the class and be successful? I think that's what you're trying to say. Oh, yes, that's what she's trying to say. The direct answer is everyone, really. And I know that that's not normal for you to hear, but we've outlined all of the what that you need here. It's not the what that's a question anymore. It's the how, right? And if you can figure out how to do it and you don't need us, then you know what to do already. Take what we've shown you and go apply it and be successful. Be as successful as you possibly can. If you have questions on how to apply it, we'll be releasing some stuff across the blog. We're obviously not going to go into the detail and the handholding that we're going to with this course. This course is where we're going to really be putting all of our effort and energy into. But the direct answer is, I've seen people take a YouTube video and turn it into a multi-million-dollar business. It's people that stop people. It's not more what, right? It's our inner mindset. That's why the first module focuses on that. Right, Kylie?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think even if you just looked at the slide on 5 ways to start sharing your story, I had a woman in my launch class who some of those principles after literally just an hour training, and she took some of those principles and she just started sharing her why. She started sharing stories, and she, sold out her group program from Facebook posts. So even just sharing your story a little bit more you can absolutely create really big results for yourself. So like Mike said, I think it has a lot to do with the mindset more than anything else. You know,
It
these
is.
are all strategies. We're building a community because community creates resonance, and resonance creates, you know, more resonance, and all of that kind of thing. And that's just what we're here to do. We're here to create that community so that everybody can win. And there's various levels of participation. And so, yeah, there's different levels of participation, different levels of access. And we believe that we're putting out tools that can help visionaries do what they're here to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Ray, you are one funny dude, man. Love it. And Shannon, you're very welcome. We honestly, both Kylie and I feel that honesty is the only answer. There is no other answer, right? Um, and we hope. Look, here's the thing: if we have to trick people into joining us or buying our stuff, then we haven't done a good enough job of explaining what we really are and who we really are and how we really can benefit them, right? And if that's not going to happen today, I'm not in a rush to make it happen. You know, when we looked at the course, it was all about how do I say this? It's not about how if you go through the course, or sorry, when I say the course, I mean the pre-training. The LTV calculator shows you that to try and close everybody that you come into contact with, the first point is a huge mistake. People need time. They need time to decide. They need time to move. Some people take action faster. Usually they're the ones who are more successful because they seize the day. You know, they're all about the carpe diem. They're on it, right? But that doesn't mean that they're everyone. There's a lot of people who take time. So we're willing to take that time, and we're not going anywhere. I mean, both of us make our money in what we do every day, right? And this is going to be something that's going to help us change the world um, in a way that we've really wanted to, but we haven't been doing it. So there's a difference between, a marketer who markets to marketers for a living. He has to sell his stuff in order to be alive and to pay the rent and to pay for groceries. We don't need to. We're doing this because we love it. We absolutely love it.
Mm. Well said. Well said. Lori says it's an honor to be on this journey with you both. Deepest blessings to you. Deepest blessings to you, Lori. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Thanks for sharing. You know, I appreciate some 90 minutes, and most of you that jumped on an hour and a half ago are still here. And I really appreciate that because time, you know, I value my time and I value your time, and really appreciate that you spent this time with us. Absolutely.
I'm looking to see if there's any other questions. Uh, yeah.
Shannon says this is the first webinar she's ever attended. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your time. Yeah, and you signed up for a lot. That's awesome. That's great feedback, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, looking forward to continuing to connect with you.
And Shannon, I can't pull that up right now because it would take over the screen there, but I will check it out. I love the title, by the way, of your magazine. Absolutely love it. We actually talk about using multiple modalities in courses and in trainings and everything. In fact, one of my older mentors from a long time ago used to talk about all the different modalities. Wyatt Woodsmall. He's a brilliant modeler. So yeah, I would love to check it out, but I unfortunately couldn't do it right now. So I want you to know that I honor you, but I have to also honor the everyone else here too. So cool.
Any more questions, everybody? I love that you're all still here. That's awesome.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my God, your
Yeah.
pictures.
Anything else? Wow, people are even still joining now.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so
Excellent.
is there anyone? I know that there's a couple of you guys who are having purchase problems. If you don't mind, would you please comment? I know Adrian, don't worry, we're going to make sure you're taken care of. And there was another person who was having. Oh, and Ray, you're getting taken care of. I want to make sure both of you guys are taken care of. I'm gonna make sure. Adrian, I think you put your email in here already. I'm going to look for it again. See if I can find it in here, and I'll have our main guy who handles all things business get in touch with you. And then Ray, are you good? Oh, perfect. Thank you, Adrian. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I should have really considered the. I don't know why I didn't think about the zip code thing, or we might have just overlooked that. So our apologies. And Adrian, I just sent your email to Ray so that he has that to be able to reach out to you. At the close of the webinar, he'll get in touch with you and he'll take care of your question and your request. Okay, buddy? Oh, and you emailed support. I love it. Proactive. Man, knocking it out. Okay, good. And they're going to call you to make sure you're taking care of Ray too. There was someone who was asking about PayPal earlier. Can you just remind me who you were, and I'll make sure that you're taken care of too? Was that you, Lori? Okay, cool. Lori, can you send me your email address here real quick, please? I'll make sure you're taken care of also. Oh, beautiful. You guys, this is going to be so much fun. I'm literally, I don't know about you, Kylie, but I'm in the group already. I'm already just like I'm finding myself checking it multiple times a day, going, okay, nothing yet. Okay, well, I'm ready. You know, it's weird. It's
Totally.
because I'm normally not like that. Okay,
Yeah, Prabha, I saw several messages from you. I'm not 100% clear, so why don't you just send me, you know how to get in touch with me. Why don't you just send me a message and I'll connect with you that way, okay? I think that would be easier. And yeah, okay. Looks like everybody else's questions, comments are all about payments. Do we have just kind of a standard
okay.
answer about that? So, like, do
No,
we have
I'll
an
just.
email that we can give, or yeah, okay,
Oh,
okay.
actually, you know what? That's a good idea, but I'm having them put it in here. I want to make sure that I don't
Okay,
walk away. I'm like a
cool.
touch it once guy, right? You guys. So you'll learn this about me.
Awesome.
If
Love
you
it.
ask me for something, I'm on it, and then I'm like, it's done. It's like, okay, finish. Okay, so
He's
this,
on it.
yeah, seriously, right? Okay, so I just said I'm sending you guys' email addresses to Ray, who will be reaching out to you to make sure that you're very well provided for. Uh, Lori Moore and Lori Taylor both. And then, oh,
Lori
sorry.
Taylor, Lori Taylor, we love you too. That's
Seriously.
awesome. That is what I call like synchronicity, alignment, and fast action taking, Lori, and that's what it takes. So I love that. I have that myself, and I see that in you. So that's really powerful. And Lori Moore says the power of the Lori. This is going to be a really great group.
Cool. I'm so excited. You have no idea how excited I am right now because I feel like we just keep attracting the exact right tribe for us, you know?
And now, yeah, totally. And now I really know it because she said plus Lori from the story. Like, oh, this is going to be a really super great 90-day journey together. I'm psyched.
Oh, no problem, Lori.
Mm.
Taylor, got you.
Oh my God,
Oh
you
my,
guys.
seriously, right? We're so blessed, so lucky.
Totally.
Oh, Tammy, that was you too. I'm
Absolutely.
so sorry, Tammy. But we'll add it. We're gonna add a PayPal button on the freaking site. I can't believe we didn't do that. I'll set that up. Um, and then I'm gonna put this one in here too. I'm gonna put yours in, Tammy, to Ray also. Okay. Oh shoot, no way. My D already set it up while we've been on the phone. They've added the PayPal button. No freaking way. Can you check that? Can somebody check that real quick for me? because this is how my team works, you guys. They're so used to me that they're like, okay, now, bam. Wow, that is just
Did you have a
incredible.
Beastie Boy on your team?
I do have a Beastie Boy on my team. Hey, okay, so those of you guys who are waiting for PayPal, go check right now and see. It should be there for you. Can you just check for me real quick? Lori does rhyme with story. Wait, Lori, are you
I
talking
know,
about Mark
right?
Anthony? Are you talking about Mark Anthony Bates? Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes. Yeah. Well, he's such a good guy, man. And he and I have had a lot of conversations about industry and status of industry, and oh, wonderful. I did not know that. Yeah, you're totally going to be in. You're definitely in the tribe. Actually, you and I are supposed to talk this week at some point in time, I think. Okay, what's the URL? The URL is myspiritbusiness.com/go.
Go.
The PayPal URL is a bit different.
Is it?
I just put that in and
Oh,
sent it to everyone. Correct.
Oh, where'd you put it at,
okay.
Ray?
I'll put it in the chat now, but I also answered, I believe, coaches
Oh, okay, cool.
and
Yeah.
replied to and sent it to all so everyone can see it inside the questions.
So here's what we'll do too. If the link is different, go on that page and put a link on the page to the PayPal page for me, okay? Could you do that, Mike D?
Yeah, the PayPal payment it's like a PayPal Payment Pro, so you won't see a PayPal button, but it will use the PayPal to process the credit cards. So it looks like maybe it's not
Oh, it's the pro. Can we do the non-pro so
right,
people can just log into their PayPal? I hate that pro crap.
right. We'll work on it. Sorry.
Cool, cool. So we'll make sure it's taken care of for you guys. I want you guys to know that I'm with you. I totally know what it's like. It's so much easier just to log in and just get her done, right? Especially on the phone. Cool. Okay. So you will see the chat in there with the PayPal Pro. Ray, are they able to? God, this is how lame I am with PayPal. We most of my clients all use merchant processing, so I'm not used to dealing with PayPal at all. But with the PayPal Pro, they actually have to put their credit card number in, huh? They don't actually get to log in via PayPal, right?
Right, right.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
not going to work.
another.
Yeah, that will work.
We're working on it now.
I don't know, Shannon. We've never played with that. I would imagine so. Here's how it would work. Shannon's asking if we accept PayPal credit, which I think if you log into your own PayPal account and you pay via the PayPal account, which they're going to put the button on the site here later on, or everybody who's given me their email address already, I'll send it to you so you have the ability to use it. Then you can then I believe with that you can then use PayPal credit. Yes, I mean, and that's just an assumption based off of every time I pay with PayPal. It's like, do you want PayPal credit? And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Um, William, we're going to send the replay out tomorrow and make sure that everybody has it, and would look forward to. Obviously, we won't be able to answer questions in the replay, but we'll do our darn best to get it out to you as quickly as we can. And on the replay page that we're setting up, there'll be a comments box. You're feel free to ask questions there, and I'll do my best to answer them in a timely fashion, both Kylie and I. Oh, you're very welcome.
You guys are awesome.
Seriously, right? What great
I
people.
know, they're just, yeah, absolutely. Anything else, anyone?
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to read off the folks. I have a couple of people here who want to do payments via PayPal. We can set it up. I've got Adrian, Lori Moore, I think, and then Lori Taylor. You and I are just going to talk later. And then I got FM Lori, got that too, by the way. And then Coach William, you're going to need a PayPal link also, so I'll make sure you get that. And I think that's all of you guys, right? That's everyone who was waiting on the PayPal. Is that right?
And then Shannon for PayPal credit. Yeah.
No, and then Shannon.
You
Okay,
may have
Shannon,
already. Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not get her. Thank you. Shannon, could you put your email address
Okay.
in for me, please, so that I can make sure that they send you an email with the link to be able to utilize the PayPal credit, if you don't mind?
There you go.
Cool. No problem, Lori. Whoa, end of slideshow. Well, that's it. We are. That's it. Oh, there's my screen background.
Go to webinar, said bye. Awesome. Anything else, guys?
No problem, Shannon. I've got your email address here. They're gonna take care of you. Okay, so I got you.
Love that background, Ray.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, this is I have this on my 40-inch screen all day long. This is my. I know. I'll tell you guys, I'm a weirdo, but I'm the right kind of weirdo. Cool. Okay, Shannon, Ray's going to reach out to you too. Guys, I want to end this. I really love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Kylie, especially you. I'm so grateful for you being here.
I'm so grateful for you. Yeah, this is totally what we're here to do. I mean, really,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, we're here to definitely activate you guys so that you can activate other people and we can have the world we want to live in. And I'm already feeling that happening, and it's really, really good stuff. So.
Wonderful. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. My admin, do not end the webinar yet. Ray is going to go through and make sure he gets everything down for us, so everyone can just go ahead and leave the webinar, and then they'll shut it all down. So thank you guys again for joining us. Love you all. Can't wait to see all of you in the members area, and I'm looking forward to just doing some really great spirit business breakthrough stuff with you. So thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Lots of love.
Okay. See you guys.